Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And today we're off-roading the Gladiator Mojave.
Let's get dirty.
All right, out on the trail in the Gladiator Mojave. So this is Baja focus, which happens to be our favorite kind of off-roading. So let's put her into 4 auto for this. Off-road plus, which turns off traction control. Drive. Starting off with launch as always. A little lethargic on the start, but once we get going,
It's not the most powerful.
no, once we get going, it does go quite rapid around these trails. And just for reference, we've taken the Bronco Raptor, the F-150 Raptor, the Raptor R, ZR2, Tremors. We've driven a lot on here. This is the first time. We're out in a Jeep though.
Not bad.
And it's honestly a pretty damn good start. So, the Mojave is also a top trim, one of 2 top trims that the Gladiator has, the other one being the Rubicon. So
Probably the most popular is Rubicon, but...
Yeah, the Rubicon's kind of the one that has all the cachet, right? It's kind of like the equivalent of a Raptor for the Jeep, I would say, in terms of like image. It's like, oh, I got the Rubicon. This, however, is focused not on the trails. We don't get the front lockers. We get a Fox shock suspension.
Which is the bread and butter here.
Exactly, just like the Raptors with the Fox shocks, and they're a little odd.
Yeah, at first we thought we were reaching we almost made a big mistake because we thought we were bottoming out.
Yes. However, these are set up a little differently than they are in the Ford Raptors because we have little hydraulic bump stops. So you'll be going 20 over these bumps. I'm not gonna say how quick we're going right now.
We're going 30.
30, exactly. When we started driving here, we do always do like a little warm-up run, right? Kind of figure out how capable these are, especially because we haven't driven the Jeeps off-road yet.
Right.
And like you said, we kind of immediately hit bump stops, even when just driving normal, not even
Like
driving
15
fast.
kilometers an hour.
Yeah, and it was really jarring. So bump stop, bump stop. It didn't feel as like terrible as we used to from other trucks when we hit the stop, the end of the suspension travel. However, it was quite unnerving and quite unsettling.
Because we're not trying to break this thing.
No, we're not, despite how it might look. But once you kind of trust it, you'll figure out that these bump stops are actually more of a just like a part of the suspension. This is not the actual end of suspension travel.
No.
The actual suspension end travel, we have not hit yet. We don't plan on hitting. So it just, once you kind of know, oh, you can just go through it. It's just like a signal. It's like,
You get used to it.
exactly. I barely feel it right now.
And it's also, I find that it gets better the faster you're going.
Yes. Just it's kind of like you kind of not giving the suspension the chance to really bottom out all the way. And now we can try to, like you'll hear it here. You might hear it.
It's not the best feeling in the world, for sure.
No, especially if you're not aware of it. Like it sounds like you're almost braking the truck a little bit. But once you know, oh, this is intended, this is part of the suspension, then, oh yeah, let's send it. And send it we can, because this is
Actually very capable.
yeah, it's really good. I will be saying the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 is
Underpowered,
yeah, and it's naturally aspirated, so all that power is in the top end. While the 8-speed does a decent job of trying to get us there, it just
You have to kind of mash that pedal.
You have to mash that pedal. Sometimes you just wait on the power to build. And for the trail we have here, which is a lot of acceleration that is required, it's not quite as well suited as the Raptors.
Yeah, it's also not fair that we're just coming out of the Bronco Raptor.
Yes.
Not a fair comparison.
Yeah, we're actually, subscribe for that if you want to see that. This is kind of our benchmark because the Ranger Raptor is coming up later this year, which is going to be really interesting. So yeah, the powertrain compared to the turbos in the Raptors, not as good for this. But once you're in the torque range, it's actually decent enough. It's not a fast engine. It's very Thursday. It's a Pentastar V6. That's kind of what you expect. However, it does its job fine. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about how this actually drives because I'll be honest. After that initial shock of the shocks. I'm pretty surprised by how capable this is. I didn't expect Jeep to match the presumably Ranger Raptor capability. We'll see how close it gets. But it is very stable. The front end has a surprising amount of bite, better than the Bronco Raptor actually. You see it kind of, I can guide it and get a little slide out of the rear end going. That was a little more of a slide there. But it's actually quite good. The steering isn't as precise.
It's a longer vehicle too.
It is a longer vehicle. And no, of course, it's not close to the F-150 Raptor, but this is also a completely different price point.
Yes.
But it does actually a really good job. It lacks a little bit of that drama that comes from the Turbo V6.
Of course.
You don't have the sound experience, but you're still working your upper body strength quite a lot here. And then turn her in again, good front end grip. Just gotta move her a little bit, work her a little bit.
She moves, there's just no denying it.
I'm just waiting kind of on the power a little bit sometimes. But yeah, this is good. Brake, jump, and off we go. So
you don't need much more than that.
This is honestly a bit of applause for our Jeep engineers here. This is quite fantastic. This could be labeled a Raptor, and I wouldn't doubt it. Not that's probably an insult to Jeep people. This is supposed to be a compliment, okay? But
someone will find a negative thing to say.
Yeah, somebody will find a negative thing about that. There we go with our intermediate.
That's my least favorite thing about it, though. I don't know. I don't know if that's a necessary thing.
It's just funny, like, yeah, the Raptors don't do it.
No.
So maybe it gives it some extra capability. I'm not an engineer. Somebody that knows
or
it,
it's a
tell
safety
me.
feature. I don't know.
It is. It's just a little unnerving at first. Yeah. Let's do one more send here. It's still fun. It is fun. There we go. Smash it, mash it, send it, lick it, do the whole thing, and whoa, a little bit understeer, no problem. And now hard on the brakes. No grip.
No grip at all.
No grip.
These tires are probably caked.
There we go. How about we swap seats?
Let's go.
All right, one last bit of Baja running. It's fun.
It is fun.
I love Baja running so much.
But let's slow it down a little bit
Yes.
so we can talk about daily driving, comfort.
Yeah, short bit on the trail. We're not going to do any hard trails today because, well, this is not a Rubicon. We don't front lock.
It's not a bouldering vehicle.
Exactly.
You could do it.
Oh yeah, you could still. It's just, of course, if you want to do like rock climbing, you're going to get the Gladiator. Pardon, the Rubicon.
I'm just going to take this mud puddle
a
little bit safely here.
Yeah. We can show you B-roll when we took it fast.
Oh yeah. We might have... No, nothing. Never mind. So,
Yeah.
this is a very mild trail that we're going on, so we're just using this as a segue to talk about
Daily driving. Starting off quickly with the looks, I like how the Gladiator looks. It's cool.
It's very polarizing. I know a lot of people that hate it,
Right.
think it's douchey. I kind of like it. I know my brother likes it. I know a lot of people that like it.
I dig it. Listen, I think a Jeep's just cool. You can take the doors off, you can take the roof off.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. I love it. Listen, it's cool in my books. But this all comes with a couple of drawbacks because it's a Jeep. First of all, the interior space. My God, this thing is cramped. I forgot.
I was shocked
this is.
when I got in here because you look at the vehicle, it looks large. You get in, you expect spaciousness, but you get the opposite. It's the legroom is cramped. There's not a lot of storage space up here. Your arm is like cramped. If you're a big boy, good luck.
Yeah, honestly, like when I picked this up, we had like a super hot day. We had like 30 Celsius, like 100 Fahrenheit roughly. And I was actually kind of getting claustrophobic.
It's a little
with
bit
the heat.
claustrophobic
And I don't
in here.
usually have that problem, but like I was just like, okay, this is really, really tight, especially when it's kind of hot and rainy and you can't open the windows.
Yes, you can take the doors off. Yes, you can take the roof off. Yes, it's a pain in the ass.
Yes, not the Bronco figured out that door taking off a little better, but I mean, well, maybe next gen of the Wrangler Gladiator combo. We did get some new things on the interior for 2024, including this new screen.
I like the screen.
The screen's nice, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless. Everything, of course, that is required is still physical, including our off-road stuff. We have the rear locker. We have our 2 knobs down here if you like playing with big knobs. One
You do.
for our kind of like drive mode selection in terms of like 2 high, 4 low, all that. And then of course one's a gear shifter. And not a lot of storage in here.
Your phone. Look at the phone holder. It's like this little slit.
Yeah, there's a phone holder, no phone charger, no nothing like that. We got aux switches. So yeah, it is quite compromised, and it's also not the most comfortable vehicle out on the road.
Yeah, the seats are kind of sweaty, first of all.
Yeah, there's like no circulation, no ventilation, nothing. So it's really just, you start sweating very quickly on your lower back.
And then as you expect from Jeep on the highway, it's noisy.
Yes.
Although we don't find it quite as noisy as the Bronco. We could be wrong. I want to get a decibel counter, but
I wonder if that is because we have the bed and that might put our rear axle puts it further back. So in the Wrangler, it might be a little more. It's been so long since I was in a Wrangler.
But
so
at higher speeds, it's like.
Yeah. So this was definitely more bearable than the Bronco, but with that solid rear axle, yes, it does come with bonuses. Although I think those are not really valid in the Mojave. They're more of the Rubicon rock crawling kind of thing. This thing just wanders on the highway.
It wants to drift.
It's a Jeep thing. As soon as there's a little bit of banking on the road, this thing just wants to steer. You have to constantly work.
Because it's a box.
Yeah, and when the wind, unevenness, everything will just push you around. So there's no just kind of focusing on the infotainment for 2 to 3 seconds. No, you got to full focus essentially on driving this straight because it doesn't want to go straight. It does not want to go straight out on the road, but it's not meant for the road. So no.
As we pass our dangerous untamed road sign.
Yeah, I love that sign.
Use at your own risk.
Well, Jeep's risk. Thanks for giving us the car. Which leaves us with the pricing for a conclusion. All right.
Woo!
So, top spec, option out, Sarge Green Jeep Gladiator Mojave clocks in
50,000. Kidding.
at just over $68,000 US dollars.
US dollars, real dollars.
Canadian dollars, the maple ones, 90 grand. Which is for a truck that is kind of miserable out on the road, crammed, tight, arguably very capable off-road.
That's go down the slope here.
Ask for.
What's our slope here?
What's our slope? Let's go to pitch and roll. So we're down 12 right now, but I feel like we're gonna get a little more here. 13, 14, 15,
16.
Yeah. So we got a lot of pitch and roll down here. Love all these off-road pitch. We have a front-facing camera, which unfortunately turns off at a certain speed, but we can clean it.
I like that you can clean it. That's pretty cool.
Now it's dirty.
Oh, it's worse than it was. Okay, cool.
But I guess it's muddy. It's good.
Oh yeah, for 90 grand.
My
if you live in
issue
California, maybe.
Yeah, like where you can take the doors off because that's kind of the standout feature. But
so much compromise.
Ranger Raptor is like about 5K less than this, both Canadian and US, about 5K.
Probably as capable.
Probably as capable. It's likely going to be way more comfortable out in daily driving.
Here comes the hate.
We're going to test it. Like I said, we'll subscribe for that, and then we're going to have a full-on conclusion. We're going to go look back at the Gladiator here just to kind of form the comparison. But you can even look at the full-size segment, like a Silverado ZR2 or an F-150 Tremor can be had for pretty much this price, or maybe a couple of grand more.
Granted, the Tremor will not be as capable for Baja.
Yes.
But it still was pretty good.
It was still pretty good. The ZR2 is just not going to be quite as capable of Baja. It's going to have a bit more. Well, on the trail, it's going to have the advantage of having front lockers. You have a more usable truck, though, that even with V8s is going to consume less than this Pentastar V6.
With more features.
Way more creature comforts and more space. So, okay. I think the Gladiator is, you love Jeeps. You want to maybe take the doors or the roof off. And for the Mojave, you really want to go Baja. It's really a combination of doors and roof off and Baja running.
The thing is, if you're looking for this, you want this. You know, if you want the Gladiator, it's a specific thing that you want. Then the question remains: do you get the Mojave or the Rubicon?
And that's really: do you plan on going trails, or do you like sand dunes and fast off-roading?
I feel like the Rubicon's a safer bet.
My opinion, not having driven the Ranger Raptor yet, is Rubicon if you trail trails, Ranger Raptor if you want to go Baja. But we'll find that out in our next review. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the Gladiator Mojave as we hit the Baja Trail one more time.
We hit a little jump here. Whoop!
That was a jump. We've never taken it from this side, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Great truck, very capable. I think the price is a little bit of a tough sell.
It's a bit steep.
If you like Jeeps, you know what this.
Woo!
And with that is the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Thank you for watching this video on JC Cars. Pure testosterone! Oh! What the is this piece of shit?
If you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe. Should I just drive into a tree now, or?
And we'll see you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern for a whole lot more fun. Bye-bye.